May had two Junkwax era cards sell for $15,000 a piece. And littered throughout this top 30 list this month is full of cards of Shaquille O'Neal, Barry Bonds, Michael Jordan, and a few era cards, not including the Frank Thomas no name on front, which there is an autographed copy. With that being said, let's take a look at the top sales. Starting off the top 30 for the Junkwax video, we have a 1992 Topps Gold Shaq Dual 10 card and also the autograph. Don't be mistaken by the normal Shaq card, which you can find in every about $3 bin right now. But the gold goes for quite a bit more. Probably at the minimum, you're looking at $20. But I know that card has been down since the huge basketball pump the last few years. This is probably the only time you'll see this Topps Gold on this list for a barrier entry at 22.51. Because there's a lot of high-end cards from the Junkwax era. Now the next card is a 1990 Marcus Lawton, which most people are like, why is this guy on the list? I've never heard of him. Well, check this out. This is one of the other cards that were impacted by the Frank Thomas error. And this PSA 8 sold for $2,300. It's error partial blackness. Goes right over here. You can see the border that is missing on that side of things too. And a lot of the last name. And don't worry, you will see the Frank Thomas a little bit later on the list. In fact, there's an autographed version of the no number, and we'll be taking a look. $24.75 for this 1987 Leaf Barry Bonds. I was surprised that this goes for $24.75. I did not expect that. And I'm just curious. I'm just gonna look up what a 9 does, because that seems like a crazy price. So a 9 on this Leaf, let's go to sold listings. Oh, they're actually way higher than I thought. They're at $50 range. These must be pretty tough to get high grade. You can see there's quite a few 10s that have sold. 26.37, 24.75, and then 26. So this will most likely make them the June video as well. 1992 Upper Deck Ted Williams. And this one has a Gem Mint 10, but no autograph grade. But the auto doesn't look too bad here. I don't think. I mean, is it in the best spot? No, but all of them are like that. I'm surprised this thing gets the autograph grade. Oh, here's a better picture of it. I guess a little streakiness there. And do all of these have the pen, or not pen mark, but Sharpie mark right there? Either way, iconic early autograph card within the hobby. 1989 Topps Traded Tiffany. There's quite a few of these that sold this month, but this was the highest one at $25.56. This was an old cert as well. $25.98 for this 1988 Michael Jordan. This level of cert, they have this like shiny silver. These tend to be quite overgraded. Those beyond also just the zeros at the front. Just saying in general, this card could be accurately graded. But either way, Jordan stuff is always on fire. You always see this card on the list if it sells in a PSA 10. Let's take a look at the back on here. Old PWCC sticker. And yeah, I actually still have my PWCC stickers on some stuff that I got out of the vault a while ago. I don't know. Probably should remove them, but it's more common than you think. $26.45 for this 1991 Stadium Club Brett Favre Super Bowl XXVI. So that's Super Bowl at 26 on that side of things. And probably a tough card to gem with multiple colors here on the back. 1988 John Stockton Dual 10s. This one sold on May 1st for $2,700 by Probsing. And if you notice a trend, there's quite a lot of Dual 10s that made the list this week. That made the list this month. We have a 1993 Finest Refractor promo of Nolan Ryan. This got 16 bids and sold for $27.22 by Beckett. This is promo 1 of 5,000. The surface is the reason for that 8 grade. It gave it 7.5. So my assumption is there's going to be multiple creases, although not creases, but scratches. Hard to tell with this photo though. Terry C. It sold for 31.11, 1987 Fleer card number 23. I wonder if I got the bump because of MJ's number. Nah, just kidding. But there's a lot of set builders for this set, and they pay up pretty well. Speaking of MJ, here you go. 1987 Fleer number 59, 9.5. It sold for $3,200. Shaq is back, 33-33 for his 1992 Stadium Club Beam Team. It's interesting that the Beam Team outsells the Dual 10 gold autograph. I wonder what the Beam Team, if that had an autograph on it with a 10, how much of a premium it would add to this card. $3,500 for 1988 Fleer Jordan PSA 10. That was 38 bids, sold by Masterpieces Sports Cards on IG. $4,000 for this 1989 Bill Ripken. There's actually quite a few variants on this. So there's obviously the Bat Barrel one that shows the FF. Then there's the scribble. Then there's the black lines. And then there's also this white one, which I assume this is probably one of the rarest ones out here. And that's why it says Pop 16 and sold for quite a bit. $4,077 for 1993 Finest Refractor Ken Griffey Jr. First year refractor cards. Griffey by itself in the set is super popular. Sold for $40 to $50. And throw that refractor, you get a price like the super old cert. I mean, look at that. That's a treasure in itself. $4,500 for this 1989 Michael Jordan autograph. Hoops card by itself, not very valuable. Probably would never make the list without that auto. And you see it right over here. I got the authentic grade. I don't know if it would get a 10 or not. Probably a 9. But kind of wish it was centered. It's a little pet peeve of mine, but there's probably not a lot of these 1989 hoops that are signed by Jordan. $48.99 for this 1993 SP Derek Jeter. These cards skyrocketed during the boom, but a lot of Jeter stuff is way down right now. You can see 95, 95, 95. The surface got a 9. And I assume that BGS is a little bit more lenient on surfaces than like a PSA would be. That's where a lot of these get stupid money. But you can see there's like no chipping here at the top, which you see a lot. These cards are very condition sensitive. $5,100 for the Mint 9 Auto 10. We actually saw the Dual 10 before on a video, and I think it sold for almost like $40,000. You can see now what the 910 combination it does, which is still quite a pricey card. But don't worry, there's still more Ken Griffey cards to show. 55 and 55555 for this 1991 Upper Deck Michael Jordan SP1 autograph. This is probably the first time I've seen this card autographed as well. Some cool Jordan stuff got consigned to eBay this month. I guess not really consigned, but sold. And it's a shame this card is slightly over the border. I don't know, if I was going to pay up for a card, I'd rather have this one than the Hoops one. Although I'm a baseball fan, it would make sense on my perspective. But way less of these cards out there. This is a short print, but there's a ton. And base-wise, these still do pretty well, about $10 or so. Another Billy Ripken, $5,600 for the Dual 10. Another card was a funny story. I want to say it was on the Facebook groups, and I don't have the image anymore. That someone posted this Dual 10 and said this card is going to be worth like $500,000 one day, and everyone was roasting the person. They're trying to sell their copy for only like $10,000, but they're saying, oh, this card's going to be worth $500K one day, which is, it's crazy. But still, I was kind of curious what these sell for. $5,600 is the exact. Another $5,600 card over here. A starting lineup, Michael Jordan in a PSA 10. This got sold by Bodyman 0780. I know it says Kenner, Michael Jordan. This looks like a Topps card. Is there no Topps on here? Created by the Topps company. I was about to say, like, this has your classic 1990s looks. And I guess I'm blind because you have this Topps logo right here. I was just reading the slab. $58.29 for the 1992 Stadium Club Michael Jordan Beam Team. But you're going to see another one of these on this list coming up shortly. That's another variant of this Beam Team for Jordan in a 10. $6,700 for the Dual Mantle Ken Griffey Jr. Auto. The card is an 8/8. The autos and also the card itself, which isn't the best grade, but still, when you have two legends on a card like this and they're both on card, this is definitely one of your best autograph cards of all time. So here's the other Beam Team that's out there. This was the members only. This one sold for $6,800. I remember someone mentioning on the video that there's a stamp. It doesn't just show that well here on these pictures, but I believe it's right here. It looks like it. Way easier to see in person, by the way, because I've seen that stamp before. But yeah, there you go. $7,400 in 1989 Bowman Tiffany in a 10, no autograph. Would you rather have that as 10, or would you rather have the mint 9 with the autograph of a 10? Let me know. Also, if you can get Griffey's auto on here and crack it out and get another 10, there is some serious money to be made. $7,600. I alluded to this earlier. This is the Frank Thomas no name on front. What's kind of nice though is this is the actual card. The reason why I say that is there's a lot of people that had counterfeits signed that were slabbed up, and they said trading card with autograph, but this is a real copy right over here, and sold for 76, which I don't know. It kind of feels a little cheap because even these cards by themselves, the no name on front, are pretty expensive. Then you add auto on top of it. There must be a lot of these that are signed. I don't know what 3.5 goes for. I'd assume at least $4 to $5 grand. Check this out. Dual 10s on this upper deck. King Griffey Jr. $7,900 with 17 bids for this classic upper deck. 82-87. Again, someone I not too familiar with in this 1987 Fleer set, but someone needs their PSA 10 registry, and that's why we pay $8,000 for this card. Our top two selling cards this month both sold for $15,000. Up first, we have 1991 Chipper Jones Desert Shield in a PSA 10, followed by Say No to Rugs with Barry Bonds. I've seen this card before. I wonder how many that he had the inscription on here for that. Let's see over here. One of the toughest, most unique autograph trading cards after World War II. Oh, there's a whole story. Look at this. In order to get Barry Bonds to have described Say No to Rugs on any baseball card, the same caption was on some of the Mims wristbands he wore to games. One would have to have met him during the very short time period when he was under contract to Mims. Tougher yet would be a full signature along with such an inscription, since Bonds began to shorten his signature beginning in 1987 during the regular season. Topps cards were initially distributed in December of 1986. That means the window to opportunity is 4 months. From December 1986 to the beginning of 1987. I love this description. I'm just going to say major props to BMW Sports Cards and Memorabilia because they went the extra mile with this inscription. Now, this card's $15,000. You're not talking about a $100 card. But they told the story, so I didn't have to research it for this video. And, I would hope people know the story on how these were distributed. But, yeah. Those are the top cards. Let's take a look at some of the honorable mentions. So up first, a very questionable sale. So this seller has 7 reviews with 81.8% positive. And, I have a lot of questions with this listing because it says over here, this rare, blah, 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 blah. And it said something about not being graded. This card is from Major League Baseball and features an autograph from the player. It's ungraded, comes from the 1990 Top set. But a few things. Number one, what autograph? Number two, ungraded. That looks like a slab. This looks like a scam listing, but this sold 33 bids for $4,000. And Larry stole my money. I only received a soundbar with nothing else. So I think it's a scam, and people still bid on it. So I just wanted to share it with you guys. There's always a lot of scam listings with Junk Wax era. People saying error cards that sell for like $20,000. Juan Pierre is a classic. I don't really show those in the video. I just filter them out. 1920. I think this card's pretty undervalued. To be honest with you, you have Stan Musial, Mickey Mantle, and Yastrzemski all on card. An early autograph from the hobby from 1992. I want to say there's 107 of 500 per se autograph cards. So I think this is sweet. Little blends in with Musial. Mantle's nice. And yeah, it's right over there. And that's for an 8 cost. 1450. Another Desert Shield. Greg Maddux, but in a PSA 10. Flip over to the back. $2,000 for this 1989 Griffey Star rookie in a PSA 10. I think the base in itself is so overrated in the hobby, but people still buy it all the time. Another $2,000 91-92 hoops, but this got a pristine grade from Michael Jordan. I was about to say this is pretty blurry, but this one's a lot better. You can see a 1/2 grade from getting a black label. 1850 for this Tiffany Barry Bonds in a 9.5. One more honorable mention. 1900 for this 1993 SP Factory sealed box. Someone's going to chase that Derek Jeter that I showed earlier in the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new and check out some of my other top 30 videos.